After I recorded this entire video, the absolute meta came out, so I had to give this to you first before anything else. It is the DG58LSW conversion kit. So make sure you guys have the JAK conversion kit for the DG58LSW. It's the JAK Nightshade rifle kit for mobility and handling, tac stand spread, and rate of fire. You lose bullet velocity and range, damage, and magazine ammo capacity, but trust me, this beats literally everything. Like every single SMG, every single AR, this is the best build. I'm about to show you everything else. Throw on the Cassis break for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability. Now you lose some aim down sight speed. Some people choose the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider. I didn't choose it because you lose a 5% bullet velocity. Now, if you don't mind the 5% and you like it better than the Cassis break, then be my guest. I just think that it kind of has the same effect as the Cassis break, but you lose bullet velocity. My personal preference for the optic is the Niter model 2023. This thing is absolutely amazing. I did initially use the JAK classless optic, but I found myself way more accurate with the Niter. Now, some people choose not to use the optic. If you want to use that, then cool. 40 round mag is absolutely amazing. I don't recommend 20 because this is not multiplayer. And the last thing I put on is a 5.8 by 42 high grain rounds for the bullet velocity and damage range. This helps by 15%. You lose recoil overall, but the thing is, you're not even going to notice it, and I can't wait to show you. So this is what it does. This thing is absolutely hectic. It's an absolute freak of nature. Even long range is amazing, which I'm absolutely surprised about. Like, something like this, you would expect it to sort of have a flaw, but it really doesn't have a flaw. So here's the entire class setup right here. Have fun using this gun because it is absolutely meta in every way, shape, and form. All right, so Warzone Season 3 Reloaded is out now, and I have to give you guys the top 5 best meta loadouts. Now, these are going to be everything that you guys are going to need after the buffs and updates. First thing I want to show you guys is the Striker, because I just got a massive buff. But before we do any of that, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video.
Have you ever ran the Rebirth nuke and realized it truly is next to impossible? Then check out the Nuke Squad, the largest nuke-looking for group Discord. The Nuke Squad Discord has over 1,000 active members with one common goal: completing nukes with new teammates. The owners offer guaranteed nukes for Rebirth and Urzikstan, with the quickest delivery and most competitive rate on the market. Join the Discord below and get your nuke today.
Start out with a Zemin 35 compensated flash hider. This shortens the radar pings, helps with vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability. You do lose some aim down sight speed and bullet velocity, but those are things we're going to take care of later on in the class setup. Put on the DR6 hand stop for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed. You do lose some hip fire and tac stand spread, which really doesn't matter that much, and you lose some aim walking steadiness, but I don't think that's a big deal. Look at the pros you actually receive with mobility and handling. Definitely worth it. Put on the .45 auto high grain rounds for no enemy skulls, bullet velocity, and damage range. This gives a huge buff in the range category, all 15%ers, and the recoil is reduced, but with the Zemin 35 you won't even notice the reduction, and this thing gives it no recoil with incredible range. Give it the 48 round mag. I was considering the 60, but it just slows you down way too much. Literally, it's twice the amount of the 48 round mag, so the 48 is just the best possible choice overall. And last but not least, put on the Lockman Recon series stock for gun kick control, aiming out of sway, and recoil control. Now, with everything that we had as a benefit, all the cons are basically going to get counteracted, and this thing is actually incredible. This is actually something you can use in multiplayer too, just in the event you actually wanted to try it out. Look at this. It has basically no recoil, and it's incredibly powerful and kills incredibly fast. So this is definitely a class setup that I highly recommend. It's actually considered the meta SMG right now, so if you guys want to try it out, feel free, especially with the massive buff it has. Like, the damage is just absolutely insane. If the fire rate was even faster, this thing would be unstoppable. But if that SMG is not your cup of tea, I have the Wasp 9 for you guys, and I think you guys will absolutely love this one. Throw on the Zemin 35 compensated flash hider for the shorter radar pings, vertical recoil, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and bullet velocity. We're going to take care of that. Throw on the DR6 hand stop for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire and tac stand spread and aim walking steadiness. 9mm high grain rounds for bullet velocity and damage range at the cost of recoil control, which you will not notice. 40 round mag, I just don't think 50 is worth it. You're going to lose too much, and I think 40 is more than enough for this gun. And the Niter model 2023, this is just my personal preference. If you guys want to use something else, feel free, but this is what I like to use. This gun is super easy to use, and honestly, it gets the job done very quickly. So here's the entire class setup right here. This is something that I highly consider using. I think you guys will absolutely love it. Next is the SOS Averter, this thing is still meta for long range, so you guys have to have the best class setup for it. Go on the Cast is Break L for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Put on the Dozer 90 long barrel for bullet velocity and range, firing aim stability, gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of aim walking speed, sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and aim down sight speed. Put on the 50 round drum just because there's no reason to use 30 when you have 50 bullets. Trust me, you want to have as many as possible with this. Put on a Jack glassless optic for the precision sight and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. And finally, put on the Motion V2 heavy stock for recoil control and gun kick control at the cost of aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. This thing really gets the job done very easily. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it does a fantastic job at every single range. So if you're not using this class setup, I would be gravely disappointed for you because someone's absolutely gonna gun you with this class right here. So here's the entire class. Please take a picture, screenshot of whatever you guys have to do because this is definitely meta and it will easily get the job done for you. The BP50 is honestly still one of the best guns in the game right now, and with the HRM9 getting nerfed, this is definitely a top contender. Make sure you guys have the Jack Revenger kit. This maxes out the magazine ammo capacity, vertical recoil, aim down sight speed, and movement speed. You lose reload quickness, bullet velocity, and range and horizontal recoil, but we're going to take care of that with this class setup. Put on the Cast is Break for horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed, which is already taken care of. Put on the 9mm high grain rounds for bullet velocity and damage range at the cost of recoil control, which is already taken care of. Throw in the Kimura RYL 33 laser light for aim walking steadiness, tack stand spread, sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed. The only con is the laser and flashlight is visible in ADS, but this thing is so quick. Finally, put on the TRS T4 grip tape for the firing aim stability, recoil control, and gun kick control at the cost of aiming idle sway. This weapon is absolutely insane, and I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the fastest killing weapons in the game right now, especially with the fact that the HRM9 got nerfed. It's just an insane contender. This is something you definitely have to consider, so make sure you guys have this in your arsenal. And if you guys don't, here's the entire class right here. I think you guys want to try it out. I think you guys will absolutely love it. I don't really recommend the base version just because this version right here is incredibly fast and really gets the job done the way you need it to. Number 5 is the Bal 27 because I know you guys wanted to have a class set up with this gun, so I have to oblige. Go on the Cast is Break for the horizontal recoil and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Put on the Bruin heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. Put on the Crown H3 barrel for bullet velocity and range, aim walking speed, aiming idle sway, and movement speed at the cost of hip fire attack stand spread and sprint to fire speed. 60 round mag is just the best possible choice overall. You want as many bullets as possible. And finally, the Ardent tack stock for gun kick control, firing aim stability, and recoil control at the cost of sprint to fire speed, hip fire and attack stand spread, sprint speed, and tactical sprint speed. This weapon is pretty reliable at close and medium range. I really wouldn't recommend it at super long range, and I'll show you guys why right now. I just think that it bounces way too much at long range, and honestly, it's not super accurate. Now, if you are accurate with it, be my guest to actually use it long range. But as you guys see, short range, fantastic. Medium range, fantastic. Long range is just not it. So avoid that. And here's the entire class setup right here. But if you guys don't want the Bal 27 and you guys want something that's a little bit closer to home, then I have something just for you. And this is going to be tied with the top 5 spot. Even though it was nerfed, the Ram 7 is still absolutely meta, and I have the absolute best class setup for you guys, regardless of the nerf. Throw on the Cast is Break for horizontal recoil, firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed. Throw on the Cronin Headwind long barrel for bullet velocity and range, aiming idle sway and firing aim stability at the cost of hip fire attack stand spread, aim walk speed, and sprint to fire speed. Throw on the Bruin heavy support grip for gun kick control, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil, and firing aim stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and vertical recoil. 60 round drum is the best possible choice overall. And finally, the HVS 3.4 pad for gun kick control and recoil control at the cost of sprint speed and sprint to fire speed. This weapon is absolutely amazing. It really gets the job done super easily. I'm not gonna lie, it's always been one of my favorite weapons. Even with the nerf, as many times as they try to nerf this thing, it's still absolutely meta. So this is something that I highly recommend trying out. And if you haven't already, here's the entire class setup right here. Make sure you guys take a picture. And if you guys do like this class, let me know in the comment section. I think it's still my favorite. Let me know which one out of all these top 5 class setups, technically 6, is your favorite too.